Hello, this is Mike Fay with Calvin Castine, and we're at Northeastern Clinton Central School for junior varsity soccer action between the visiting NAC Bobcats and the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. This is the championship game of the NCCS tournament. Both these teams got here by virtue of victories. The Bobcats defeated Plattsburgh by a score of 4-0 the night before last, and the Cougars defeated Peru by a score of 4-0 the night before last. For the rosters for the visiting Bobcats, Jason Miller, number 3, Jeremy Torville, 4, Matt McDonald, 6, Liam Mahoney, 7, Matt White, 8, J.J. Jubert, 9, Eric Glode, 10, J.R. Jubert, 11, Eric Sweeney, 12, Kevin Sheehan, 13, Mike Wilson, 14, Chad Poyer, 15, Mike Sweeney, also 15, Matt Barnaby, 16, Matt Lambert, 17, Damian Siskavich, 18, Frank Woodward, 19, Jason Nephew, 20, Jeff Rock, and in goal, Richard Dajna. The Bobcats are coached by Paul Gilmore. For Northeastern, number 1, Patrick Racine, number 2, Anthony Richard, 3, Joe Babby, 4, Colin Allen, 5, Nick Legree, 6, Ryan Inktel, number 7, Gary LeMay, 8, Brent Diso, 10, Jeremy Dragoon, 11, Mike Ashline, 12, Aaron Babby, 13, Eamon O'Brien, 14, Brandon Garso, number 15, Kenny Roberts, 16, Adam Bonos, 18, Travis Dupree, 19, Brian LaFountain, number 20, Brent Langlois, 21, Jeremy Gauthier, 22, Sean Fay, 23, Brad Supernaut, 24, Chad Poyer, 25, Pete Castine, and in goal for Northeastern, Craig Young. Cougars are coached by Frank Dumas. Referees for this evening's contest, Ron Rivard and Tim Sheehan. This should be a very good game. These teams are always at the top of the JV CVAC League. Thank you, Calvin. Boy, I tell you, my my tongue got in front of my eye tooth. I couldn't see what I was saying here. And both are very powerful teams, very quick, very good defensively, all around good teams. And it looks like it's going to be a good contest. A long throw in that Young comes out to stop. And pushed ahead by LaFountain. Headed in the air by Rock. Two crash together. LaFountain comes away with the ball. A nice chip inside the box, but it goes wide. Aintil unable to catch up to it. And it'll be a goal kick for the Cats. Dajna will take the kick. Headed back in by LaFountain. Headed over by Aintil and cleared by Sweeney. In the center, Fay cuts it off to Legree. Legree has it knocked out of bounds by number 18, Frank Woodward. Toward the goal, headed out of bounds by Colin Allen. No, it was headed out by the Bobcats. I guess that was number 19, Jason Nephew. And Northeastern will have a corner kick. Just out to the 18, headed by Fay, just over the top of the net. Outstanding play, just over the top of the net. And the Bobcats dodged a bullet on that one. And it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Rock puts the ball in play. It's out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Cats. Number 10, J.R. Jubert throws it in. Goes down the wing. Castine is there. It's knocked out of bounds, and Matt White throws it in for the Bobcats. Headed by Fay into the center. Ashline is able to clear into the center, and then Fay pushes it up into the center, and Rock right back into the Cougar zone. Headed by Fay. Up for Aintil. Aintil tries to control to the outside, but he can't catch up to it. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. Poyer into the center for Mahoney. Mahoney goes to the outside. A nice ball for Jubert. And it's broken up and cleared by Castine. Up to Garso. Garso into the center. A little too early. And Legree pushes to the 18 where it's kicked by Nephew. Right across the 18, but Rock able to clear into the center. Headed by Dupree. Fay over to the outside for Ashline, and Poyer called for the charge, and it'll be a direct kick for Northeastern. Dupree. A nice ball inside the 18, and Dajnaw gets there just in front of LaFountain. Castine keeps it going, but it's picked up by Jubert. And Jubert, a long ball down the wing intended for White, and it's out of bounds. Northeastern will throw it in. Northeastern can't keep it in. It's out of bounds, and the Bobcats will throw it in. A long throw in, but it's out by Legree, and the Bobcats will do it again. Another long throw in into the box, headed by Castine. It'll be a corner kick for Bobcats so far with some very, very strong throw-ins. Northeastern's going to have to adjust for that. Deflected out into the center. The Cats pick it up, but it's cleared by LaFountain. Up for Inktill. Inktill in a foot race with Mahoney. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. A nice throw-in down the wing. But Castine gets there first and kicks it out of bounds off a Bobcat. It'll be Northeastern's throw-in. Throw-in for Northeastern goes to LaFountain. LaFountain to Dragoon, and finally kicked into the center for Inktill. He can't control, and it's cleared by Sweeney. Off the head of Jeremy Gauthier, and Ashline tries to clear, and it's off number 13, Mike Wilson. Out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Gauthier with a nice step up by J.J. Jubert, and the Cougars will throw it in again. Jubert again, headed to the inside where it's picked up by Mahoney. LaFountain called on a push, and the Bobcats will put it in play. Shot is wide, and Young is there to control the ball. Punt is short, and a nice hustling play. Dupree sticks with it and gets it outside, but it's picked up by Poyer. Ashline able to get the ball away from Poyer, pushes it into the center. Jubert clears back in the Northeastern zone, headed by Dupree up for Legree. Legree has a man wide open, pushes the ball down the wing for Dragoon. It's too long, out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Thrown into Dajnaw, who will punt out. Left-footed punt beyond midfield. A nice punt headed back in by Dupree. LaFountain to Fay. Fay chips high. Intended for Allen. Allen still trying to get to the ball. Gets by one man, pushes it inside the box. Nobody there, and Dajnaw comes out to make the easy stop. Throws out quickly to the far side for number 10. That's J.R. Jubert. The Bobcats again with a throw-in down the wing. The Cats with a dangerous opportunity here. Back out to the 18. Poyer trying to control, and Dupree clears out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. White with a long throw down the wing. Wilson is there, but he's called for the charge, and Gauthier's clear hit Wilson on the side of the head. He went down, but he's all right. And Northeastern will put the ball in play with a direct kick. 29:46 remaining in this first half. Headed out of bounds by White. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Ashline into the center for Fay. Fay heads it back out to the wing where Engtill pushes it into the center. Headed by Sweeney and finally cleared by Mahoney. Legree throws into Fay. Fay puts it back for Legree. Legree has his glasses knocked off. Ball still in play. And it's out of bounds. It'll be NAC throw-in. Cats throw it in down the wing, headed into the center for Poyer. Poyer has it deflected off Fay. Dupree gets there. Taken away by Woodward. And finally Fay up the wing for number 7, Gary LeMay, just into the game. Too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Into the center, chested down for control by Mahoney, who tries to go down the wing, but it goes out of bounds. Ashline throws in. Engtill controls, pushes it into the center, but it's intercepted and cleared by Jubert. A nice ball up to Woodward and a pass through intended for Sweeney. Sweeney slips and falls. Ashline gets there and pushes it out back inside the box, and Dupree clears up. Ashline gets there first, but he's called for a charge. Number 14, Chad Poyer, called for the charge, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Dupree with a long ball down the wing. LeMay gets there first, controls toward the box, tries to cross at the 18, but it's chested down and cleared. Ashline now with a shot, headed out of bounds by number 11, Eric Sweeney, and it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Nick Legree with the corner. And Ashline couldn't connect, and it went on clear onto the other side of the field. Picked up by LaFountain, who kicks back in, and Dagenal calls off his defense and makes the stop. Dagenal punts out quickly, intended for Sweeney. Ball goes far side. Adam Bono couldn't control it, and it's out of bounds off the Bobcats, and Northeastern will throw it in. Chested down by Fay. Fay cuts it back to the inside and tries a pass up for LeMay. LeMay chips it back into the center for LaFountain, and it's finally cleared by Sweeney. Headed back by Bono to Fay in the center. Fay goes around one man, back into the center for Engtill. He can't control, and it's cleared up. Fay again pushes it in, and Dagenal makes the stop for control. A nice punt again by Dagenal. Good, healthy foot on the Bobcat goalie. And Woodward called for the charge, and Northeastern will put the ball in play. I'm going to talk to Brendan Colton. It's going to be you guys can help you. As expected, a very, very tough defensive match between these two teams. And Dagenal comes out to make the stop with LaFountain right there. Nothing wrong with that play. Headed by Bono, picked up by Woodward, and then Legree. Poyer clears deeper into the Northeastern zone, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Bono throws in, it goes down the wing. Picked up by the Cats, and then Dragoon gets there. Finally played out of bounds by J.J. Jubert. And Northeastern will throw it in again. Legree down the wing for Dragoon. Picked up by LaFountain. And a nice play. Excellent play by Liam Mahoney to control, get the ball away from LaFountain, and kick it out of bounds. Down the wing, stopped by Mahoney, and then Dragoon. Can't control it, out of bounds. Legree with a long shot towards the net. Headed right to Dagenal. Headed by Gary LeMay. And Dagenal in the right place. Gauthier heads up to Clyde. Gauthier gets the ball off a deflection. Goes down hard. Fay knocks the ball away from Poyer, and Gauthier right down the wing. It's going to stay in bounds, so the Cats are forced to kick it out of bounds to get their defense back in position. Fay throws inside the box. Anktil goes up, but it deflects. Ashline can't control the clear, and it's picked up by Poyer. Fay able to control, goes outside for LeMay, off his foot out of bounds. And the Bobcats will throw it in. Hubert. Handball called against the Bobcats. Northeastern will put it in play. And the Cougars want to make a substitution. Dupree puts the ball in play. Headed out by the Cats, number 11, Eric Sweeney. And Bono chips it back in on the wing. Headed by LaFountain over for Dragoon. He can't control it. It's out of bounds, and the Cats will throw it in. Throw-in is kicked by, I can't see who that is. But anyway, it's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for NAC. Colin Allen back into the game to replace Gary LeMay on left wing. Dajna lost his shoe on that goal kick, and his fullback's trying to get it back to him, and he threw it over the net. A nice play, and Dupree is there to clear it. Number 14, Chad Poyer, makes a nice move to get by Gauthier, but Dupree is there to clear the ball. NAC back on the attack. Dupree heads it out into the center. Picked up by the Cats, Liam Mahoney. Mahoney goes far side. Kicked in and deflects, and Young comes out to make the stop. I couldn't see who made that initial shot, but Young able to make the stop. Babby can't control in the center, and it's pushed in by the Bobcats. Bono is there. Jason Miller also there for NAC, and it's finally cleared by Northeastern out of bounds, and the Cats now putting some pressure on. 21:08 remaining in this first half. First half is about halfway through, and both teams have proven exactly what we were expecting, a tough defensive game and very tough in the center of the field. Neither team allowing the other to take control of the game. Anktil gets run into and is called for a charge. NAC will put the ball in play. A long ball right at Young, who tried to make the stop, and he didn't. Instead of waiting for the ball, he came out to grab it, and it bounced off his chest right to a Bobcat, and he made no mistake about it. And the first goal of the game, I can't see who scored it. Pardon?
19, Nephew.
Number 19. And the Bobcats draw first blood. Jason Nephew scores unassisted at the 1936 mark. And that was a tough play for Brian Young, or for Craig Young rather. The ball was coming right at him, and he could have just stayed back in his goal and made the stop, but he decided to come out. And in doing so, the ball bounced off his chest right to Nephew. And Jason Nephew put it in the back of the net. It's 1-0 NAC. Northeastern needs to maintain. They've got plenty of time left. They're only in the first half. They just need to shake that mistake off and continue to put the pressure on. If they don't, if they let that first goal get to them, then NAC's got certainly capable of putting a lot more goals into the net. Northeastern throw-in. Headed out by Mahoney to White. White pushes it into the center for Wilson. Dupree can't control it, and Gauthier is there to clear out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Down the wing, stopped by Bono. He chips into the center. Fay should get there first. He gets by one man, has it deflect off another, and picked up by Mahoney and taken to the outside. Mahoney still controlling, but it goes too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Bono down the wing. Gets it back. Missed kicks. Out of bounds, and NAC will take it. Headed out by Dupree. But the Bobcats are right there, and the shot goes wide. That last shot by Liam Mahoney. And that goal has given the Bobcats some incentive. They're really hustling now. Northeastern's going to have to weather the storm if they don't want this game to get out of hand. Goal kick out of bounds, and the Cats will put it back in play. Throw in down the wing, stopped by Legree, but it's out of bounds. The Cats will do it again. Throw in again, Woodward. If he gets there first and he doesn't, it'll be out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Long goal kick into Bobcat zone, picked up by LaFountain to the outside for Allen. Allen pushes the ball further for Anktil. Anktil goes by one man, crosses, and it stays inbound, but nobody can get to it. Richard over to control, pushes it back for LaFountain. LaFountain chips high and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Rock goes far side to the wing, but it's out of bounds. Northeastern will throw it in. Down the wing and cleared back out of bounds. Northeastern will do it again. This one goes into the center for Legree. He can't control and it's cleared up. And Dupree puts it back to the 18. Dajnaw calls off his defense the last time, and Anktil watches him pick the ball up. That was a dangerous play. Anktil only a couple of steps off. White controls down the far side, takes the shot, just wide, and Wilson is right there to try and push the ball in. Cats with a good opportunity right there. An excellent opportunity. Matt White across the goal mouth. To midfield. Chipped right back in by the Cats. Legree comes near side, but it's too far out of bounds, and the Bobcats will throw it in. J.J. Jubert into the center, all alone. Liam Mahoney, but he can't control, and Dupree clears up the center. Rock nicely steps up to chest the ball for control. Ashline heads it back out, and there's Mahoney again to push it in. Woodward in the center, gets by one man, picked up by LaFountain. Ashline pushes to the outside, where Chad Poyer tries to kick it in. Ashline will pick it up. He's got some room on the near side. Wilson cuts down the angle, and the ball's taken away. Legree in the center switches fields over, intended for Garceau, but it's cleared by Poyer. Back out again for Northeastern. Legree in the center. Up for Anktil. He can't stop it, but it is stopped by Jubert and cleared by Sweeney. NAC defense not taking any chances at all. Any opportunity at all. They're just kicking the ball out. Call goes against NAC, which, by the way, is a good sign for fullbacks. They are very poised. And when they do kick it out, they kick it out with authority. Goes to the 18. Deflected. Anktil gets there, but so does Dajnaw. And Dajnaw lost the ball momentarily, but was able to recover. A dangerous play, and Northeastern unable to take advantage of it. Woodward with a nice head ball to the near side for Poyer. Poyer, a nice ball ahead for Wilson. Wilson caught up to by Dupree, who knocks the ball out of bounds, and it'll be NAC's ball with a throw-in. Down to 13:54 remaining in the first half. NAC 1, Northeastern nothing. Tried to get it back to Wilson, and offsides is called. Northeastern will get the ball back. Gauthier puts the ball in play. Up for Anktil. But the Bobcat defense is there to clear it. Cleared back in by Richard. But again, Bobcat defense steady. LaFountain into the center, and it's cleared by Jubert. Rock fights past two people, out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Northeastern substitutions. We have Kenny Robertson at the left halfback position, and Chad Poyer in at the right fullback position. Wilson in the center has a wing streaking down the side. A nice ball down the wing for Chad Poyer. Gauthier gets there first and puts it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Apparently that went out off Poyer. Bobcats subbing quite frequently, trying to keep their players fresh. Booted out by Barnaby. Onto the wing where it's picked up by Wilson. Wilson crosses, and Young comes out to make the stop. Cats going to the ball real well so far in this game, not giving Northeastern too much room to operate. Garceau on the far side kicks it across. Allen is there. He'll get across from there, goes right, and Dajna comes straight out to make the stop in front of two Northeastern forwards. Knocked down by Poyer. Back in by Roberts. Northeastern double teamed him, got the ball back, but it's cleared by Sweeney. Woodward over on the far side for Siskavich. Woodward still controls. It's only two defenders back. It's a 3-on-2. And a nice play by Dupree. That Bobcat 3-on-2 looked very dangerous as they crossed midfield, but Dupree able to clear it. Garceau cuts the ball to the inside, pushes it to the 18 for Engtill, but it's chested down and cleared by Sweeney. Legree crosses over again for Allen. Allen has a man back for support and gives it to him. Switching fields, LaFountain called for a handball. He couldn't control it. It bounced up on him. And he's called for a handball just outside the 18, and the Cats will put it in play. We're down to 10-14 remaining in the first half. 1-0 NAC. Matt White on the far side again with the cross. Woodward is there. He shanks the shot. And it's cleared by, I think that's, no, we'll wait. I think that was cleared by Chad Poyer. And the Bobcats will throw it in. NAC with some strong throw-ins so far in this game. It goes to the 18. It's headed by Roberts, and it's finally out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Northeastern substitution, Sean Fay back in. And Mike Ashline will throw it in. To Engtill, nice trap. He's got a man going up the wing. He switches back into the center. Nobody there, missed kick. Sean Fay can't get to it, and it's cleared by Jeff Rock. Up for Woodward. Woodward, a nice ball to the far side for Jason Miller. Poyer defending. Miller gets around Poyer but can't control the ball, and it's finally now a hold called on Poyer, and NAC with a dangerous direct kick. And the ball across the goal mouth, off the top of the net. No, it's off the top of the net. And the NAC fans saw the net jump and thought that they had scored. A very, very dangerous direct kick. And Dupree will put the ball in play for Northeastern. Short. Picked up by the Bobcats and then cleared into the Bobcat end by Gauthier. Sweeney. And it's knocked out of bounds into the stands. And the Cats will throw it in. Out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Ashline down the wing, stopped by Joubert. Kicked in by Allen and finally cleared up through the center. And Liam Mahoney, who's playing a great game so far. Ashline picks up the loose ball, stopped nicely by Joubert. Joubert, a long ball. Young's going to have to come out, and he comes out and picks it up in front of Matt White. Punted out, no white shirts, only Bobcats there to head it back in. Could have been a handball and is. Handball called on Mahoney. And Northeastern with an opportunity here. Dupree will put the ball in play. Chip to the 18, headed by Fay, and Dajnaw's right there. Throws it out immediately. There's a big gap, and they tried to take advantage of it, but Poyer is there to control and kick the ball out of bounds. He was trying to go up the wing. And it'll be a throw-in for NAC, down to 6:20. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first half. 1-0 NAC.
Tell me when you're stopping.
Up the wing, stopped by, I think that's Dragoon. No, that's Brent Langlois. Across the center off the back of Sean Fay. He's trying to control it. He does to the inside, pushes it further in, but Dajnaw comes out to make the stop. Bobcat fullbacks are not giving Northeastern any room to operate, which of course is the way it should be. Gauthier steps up nicely, tries to go through Woodward, but Woodward controls, pushes back to Nephew, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Jeremy Dragoon into the game at left wing for Northeastern. And the Cougars will throw it in again. Down the wing, headed back to Woodward. Dupree gets there, pushes into the center, but can't control. Finally Legree, broken up by the Bobcats. Mahoney, kick to the outside and out of bounds, and the Bobcats, and at this point the hustling Bobcats, will control with a throw-in. Woodward knocked down, but the ball chipped into the center. Mahoney gets there, he's knocked down, and it's chipped wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. With a nice goal kick beyond midfield, picked up by the Cats. Fay knocks the ball by the defense. If he can get there first, he does. He takes a shot, and saved by Dajnaw. Chipped and over top of the net. A nice effort by Sean Fay. Nice hustling effort and a hard shot that Dajnaw was able to stop. And it'll be a goal kick for NAC. Dajnaw, it's short, picked up by Dragoon, but he can't control. It's out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Poyer. And they try and get it back to him up the wing, but it's out of bounds. Ashline to Dragoon. He can't trap it. Legree tries to get by one man. A nice play for control back to Mahoney. And Mahoney over to Nephew. Nephew up Woodward. Takes a long shot that's wide. And with 3:14 remaining in the first half, it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Dupree. Almost to midfield, off one head, and Aintil brings it back up again, controls, keeps it to the inside, outside, and it's finally taken away nicely and cleared back in by Barnaby. In the center, Legree has some room to operate. Missed kicks. He missed kicks, and Mahoney right there to take control. Dupree back deep into Bobcat zone. Aintil gets there. Gets by Barnaby. Crosses. Legree is there. Mahoney still makes the stop. Or not Mahoney, that was number 8, J.J. Joubert. Or it might have been Liam Mahoney. It's hard to tell when the action is so fast. But anyway, a Bobcat got in the way. And Legree's shot goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for NAC. Down the wing, chested down by Langlois. He tries to go through, but it's blocked and controlled by the Bobcats. 1:38 remaining. in the first half, and Northeastern with a throw-in. Fay to the 18. He'll get a shot from there. He waited too long. He finally pushes the ball over for Inktil. Inktil with the shot, and Dajna with the save. Dajna punts out. Intended for Wilson. Gauthier gets there, controls, pushes it into the center for Fay. Fay goes one way, and the ball's picked up by Mahoney. Mahoney again picks up the ball, but stopped by NAC, or rather by Northeastern. I think that is Eamon O'Brien. Woodward, nice ball back for control to Nephew. Up the wing for Dragoon, but he can't catch up to it. It's out of bounds. And Nephew throws in for the Bobcats. Dupree, high, just outside the 18. Fay gets to the ball first, and he's called for the charge. Northeastern fans don't like that call. Two players going for the ball, and they both crash into each other. And we're down to 10 seconds left. And it looks as though that's the way this first half is going to come to an end, with the Bobcats in the lead, 1-0. 3, 2, 1. And the buzzer sounds to end the first half with the Bobcats in the lead, 1-0. Second half underway between Northeastern and NAC. Cats with a 1-0 lead. And Northeastern has changed up their game plan a little bit. They've got Pat Racine at center fullback, Adam Bono on the left side, and Jeremy Gauthier on the right. Nick Legree at right half, Travis Dupree at center half, and Mike Ashline at left half. Brian LaFountain on the left wing, Sean Fay and Ryan Inktil in the center, and on this side, near side, Brandon Garso. The Cats counter with, well, they're all jumbled up now. You got Mike Wilson on the right side, Matt White on the left side, Frank Woodward, and I'll catch up with him later in the center. Halfbacks are Mahoney, J.R. Jubert, and on the far side, Chad Poyer, and Rock, Nephew, into the center for Garso all alone. I'll catch up with those players in a second here. Inktil, who tries to push it across for Fay. Legree down the wing where it stopped by Rock and cleared. It'll be out of bounds off the Cats. Jeff Rock and Eric Sweeney in the center, and Nephew on the right side in the fullback position. Garso with the cross to the 18. Nobody can control it. Ashline makes a nice move to get one by one man. Has it deflected. Legree will have a shot from there. And Dajna makes the stop with 3 Cougars lurking in front of him. He rolls it out nicely to Nephew, who pushes up to Woodward. Woodward goes far side for Poyer. Cats very dangerous here. Poyer makes one move, pushes it across for Wilson. Woodward is there. Woodward to get a shot. Off. And it's out. Young made a nice save. The Cats with an excellent opportunity, a great shot that deflected off Young and then off the upright, came straight back out again. Young dove across the goal mouth and made a diving stop to keep the ball out of the back of the net. It finally went out of play, and Northeastern puts it in with a goal kick, but the Cats very dangerous right there. Northeastern dodged the bullet. They could be down 2-0 very easily right now. Ashline takes it to the inside where it's kicked out by Racine. Wilson gets there. Wilson defended by Bono, deflects off Bono and finally chipped in. Woodward, Legree gets there first, kicks it near side, pushed it back in, and then Legree can't clear it, and finally Dupree goes near side for Garceau. Garceau gets by Rock, has two defenders, makes a nice move to get by one, and then chips it forward to the 18, but Dajna comes out to make the stop. Dajna punts out almost to midfield, where it's chested down by Dupree into the center and kicked out by Mahoney. Gauthier gets here first, goes up the wing for Garceau, but it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Rock down the wing, finally to White. White can't control it, it's out of bounds, and it's a throw-in for the Bobcats, who do it quickly. Woodward with a nice move to chip the ball over the defender, and Ashline gets there, controls the ball out, stopped by Joubert. Ashline's getting up slow, and Legree clears up into the center, where Rock chips right back into Northeastern zone, and they're going to stop the clock. Mike Ashline's still down. And they'll restart the game with a drop ball. Mike Ashline, okay, he's going to stay in the game. Racine pushes up. Dupree, this time to Ashline on the far side. Ashline tries to get by one man. Nice defensive play by J.J. Joubert to stop him and put it out of bounds off Ashline's foot, and the Cats control with a throw-in. Crossed over for White. White inside for Woodward, but it's cleared out by Racine. Northeastern couldn't get it out any further, and it's pushed to the near side for White, up by Gauthier to Garceau. They've got some room to maneuver. Garceau gets by one man, pushes down for Engtill, and it's cleared back into the center. Dupree with lots of room. He can control. He should go far side. He's got a man wide open, and he does. He sees LaFountain. LaFountain underneath for Fay. Fay, or rather Engtill, takes the shot, and it just goes wide. Ball in play. Both players jockeying for position. It goes off the Bobcats. Garceau can't control. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. Into the center, picked up by Woodward. Over for Mahoney. Mahoney controls to the outside, can't save it. Out of bounds, Northeastern will throw it in. Legree goes down the wing, and it's headed right back out again. Legree takes it into the center, pushes it further for LaFountain, finally picks it up, takes the shot, high, just over the crossbar. Northeastern putting some pressure on, and the Cats able to dodge the bullet on that fine shot. With 33:25 remaining, it stays NAC 1, Northeastern nothing. To the outside, Garceau all alone. Over for Legree. Legree goes in. He'll get a shot. Deflected and finally cleared by the Cats. Out to Woodward. Woodward's got a man with some speed. Wilson. Racine is there to stop it, clear it, but it deflects off Woodward back into the center. Gauthier is there. Controls and clears. Up for Garceau. Garceau keeps it from going out of bounds and then gets by one man but can't get by the second. Rock clears into the center, headed by Dupree over for Legree. Legree chips high on the near wing. Rock has plenty of time, and it finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Legree with a nice throw-in just to the 18. Misplayed by Rock. Garceau gets there, takes a shot, and it's high and wide, out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Cats switch fields on the goal kick, but it goes out of bounds. Northeastern will throw it in. Fay. with a long throw in inside the 18. And it's cleared by the fullbacks. The ball was rolling towards the net. Dajnaw came out, knocked down Engtel, and the ball was rolling to the net, and I didn't see who cleared it, but I believe it was number 11, Eric Sweeney. Not sure from this distance, but nice play by the fullbacks to clear that dangerous ball out. Engtel with a trap. Deflected over on the near wing for Garceau. Rock gets there. Garceau goes down. Legree picks up the loose ball. He should get across from there. And it'll be a goal kick. Pull a breather. We've got Kevin Sheehan back into the game for NAC at the left half. And Brendan Garceau asking to get off. Apparently he's sprained an ankle or something, but he's asking to get off. Stopped by Legree, but he can't control, and it's chipped out. Langlois to Legree, chips high. Engtel is there. Tries to head the ball, but he can't. Turns and shoots, but it's deflected out by the Cat defense. Langlois to Legree. Legree saves it before it goes out of bounds, but it's cleared by Sweeney. Miskicked into the center. Fay is there. Chips back to LaFountain. LaFountain, Engtel. Engtel has the shot deflected again. Cat defense, it's exactly where they're supposed to be to take those shots away at the 18. Legree. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. We're down to 29-20 remaining in the second half. It's 1-0 NAC. Legree trying to control. Charge called on Legree, and the Cats will put the ball in play. Into the center, picked up by Woodward. Dupree gets there, pushes into the center. LaFountain, or rather Engtel, all alone, tries to get one through for Colin Allen on the far side. NAC very dangerous again, up for Wilson. Wilson gives it right back again. Cat still streaking down the side. Finally out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Headed back in, down the wing. I don't think Wilson will be able to get this one. And it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Still plenty of time left, but Northeastern must put on some pressure. The Cats showing a lot of speed and defensively a lot of poise right in front of their goal mouth. Dupree up the wing. Sean Fay trying to get there first, but it looks like Sweeney will. And it'll be NAC throwing deep in their own zone. And it's a long throw. Dupree should get there first. He doesn't. And it's kept alive by the Bobcats. Cleared into the center, but only the Cats are there. Gets by one man. Looks like a very dangerous play, but Bono's there to clear. Bono again breaks up the play and goes down the wing. Woodward beats him to the ball, tries to get up to Wilson, but it's headed out by Racine. Fay switches fields into the center for Legree. Legree chips back for Fay, but Rock is there to clear it. Back in the center again. Racine steps up nicely to LaFountain. Off Sheehan, and it comes to Engtel. Engtel has some room on the outside. He should keep it to the outside, but it's broken up nicely by Joubert. Langlois back to Engtel. Engtel gets by one man, shoots it across. It hits his own man and then deflects back out again and cleared. Gauthier tries to control. He slips and falls, and it could be dangerous. A 2-on-1 for the Cats, but it's finally cleared by Gauthier up to Dupree, and Dupree to the 18 where it's headed down and cleared by Rock. Dupree chips and headed back out again by Sweeney. Rock on the outside goes far wing, and there's a lot of room for the man to maneuver. That looks like number 14, Chad Poirier, on the outside. He draws Bono out. Switches fields over for Matt White. White gets by Langlois, and he'll have a cross from there. Very dangerous. A missed kick that goes far to the right, and it's cleared out of bounds by Northeastern. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. NAC again showing a lot of speed and putting a lot of pressure on the Northeastern defense. And Sweeney very calmly clears it back deep into the Northeastern zone. Wilson gets there. Young comes way out to make the stop. And he was too far out. It looks like it's a handball just outside the box. Very, very dangerous. Chipped. And too far. And Legree pushes up into the center. Chipped back in by Sweeney. Gauthier gets there, goes outside, and he slips and falls, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Again, NAC continuing to put the pressure on. Northeastern's got to do something about that, unless they want to go down 2-0. Again, Joubert pushes it back into the Northeastern zone where it's kicked out of bounds by Legree, and it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Nephew into the 18, taken by Langlois and cleared out. Deflected, and LaFountain keeps it going up the wing. Too far for Inktil, and it's miskicked by Sweeney into the center, but he keeps it going. Gauthier, a nice step up, switches fields nicely for Fay, but Rock makes an outstanding defensive play to step up and clear the ball back to midfield. Fay gets by one man, blocked by the second. LaFountain pushes it up. Dangerous spot. Dupree needs to go far post from there. An excellent opportunity for Northeastern to tie this game up. Chipped high. Langlois gets there, but it's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. Dasna, it's short. The Northeastern can't pick it up, and Dupree finally chips it back in. Fay, the two men, finally shot, and it's in the net. Ryan LaFountain on an innocent-looking play takes a right-footed shot that goes right inside the left post and ties this game up 1-1. That ball was kicked in by Travis Dupree, and Fay and LaFountain right at the 18 looked as though they didn't know who wanted to take the shot. Fay had it first, and LaFountain got it from him, took it to his right, and a very innocent-looking play from the 18, and all of a sudden, before the Bobcats realized that it was in the back of their net, and it's 1-1. Brian LaFountain ties this game up at the 17:29 mark of the second half. Push called against Northeastern, and it'll be a direct kick for the Bobcats. And that's a tough goal for the Bobcats at this stage because they controlled quite a bit of this second half, and to find themselves tied after playing so well, it'll certainly, the Bobcats will have to suck it back up again and try and get this game back under control. And of course, Northeastern at this point wants to try and keep the pressure on as much as they can. And it's cleared in the Northeastern zone, picked up by Ashline, taken back by Glode. Bono with a nice play to the outside, and he's tripped. And it'll be a direct kick for Northeastern. We're down to 21:09. 21:09 remaining in this second half. 1-1 is our score. Cats scored in the first half at the 19:36 mark. Jason Nephew unassisted. And just a couple of minutes ago, Brian LaFountain at the 17:29 mark tied the game up 1-1. And Northeastern again trying to put some pressure on outside to Fay. Fay falls and Rock clears easily up the wing. Further into the center where Gauthier is there, and he clears back into the Cat zone out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Broken up by Bono, but the Cats still trying to control. LaFountain tries to get up to the outside. He does. And he tries to go further up the wing, but it's out of bounds, and it'll be Bobcat throw-in. Northeastern player falls down, and the Cats able to control into the center. LaFountain goes far side, intended for Fay, but it's out of bounds. J.J. Joubert will throw in for NAC. Thrown in by the Cats, taken by Northeastern, chipped by Dupree. Two Northeastern players ran by the ball, and finally the Cats try to control. Legree goes to the outside for Fay. Rock gets there first. Lets the ball go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for NAC. Cats with a nice throw-in. Wilson can't control. Dupree goes into the center. Nephew picked up by Legree. He's got room on this near side. Headed out by Sweeney and then cleared by Rock. Ashline can't control, and it's finally cleared by the Bobcats. Wilson on the outside. Can't control it. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Northeastern with some substitutions. Ryan Ainsl's back in. And I'll have to catch up with some of the other ones. Woodward with a nice play to keep the ball in NAC's possession. Racine with an equally nice play to take it away from Wilson. And again a nice play. These players are really hustling in the center of the field. Garso on the far side has it taken away by Rock. Anktil chips up into the center. Misplayed. Legree should get there first. Takes it wide. And it's off the leg of J.R. Joubert, out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Takes the corner, headed by Fay, and they'll do it again. It was headed by Fay and knocked out of bounds by, I believe that's Sweeney.
Yeah. You got me on that.
Legree with a second one, headed by Fay. Or no, headed by, who was it headed by? I think that was Patrick Racine, number one. Number one, Patrick Racine, with the assist to Nick Legree. Northeastern's second goal scored by Pat Racine on a head ball from a corner kick. The assist going to Nick Legree at the 22-28 mark. And Northeastern has now scored 2 goals in 5 minutes to take a 2-1 lead over the NAC Bobcats, who for the first half of the game and part of the second half pretty much controlled this game and had much the better opportunities. But Northeastern finds themselves up by 1 goal, 2-1. And the pressure now on the Bobcats to try and get it back. Anktil, a nice play by Anthony Richard to try and get the ball back. Fay now in the center, not a good play. Tried to go, was too easy, and it was picked up by Mahoney, but cleared back by Dupree. LaFountain, and Dazna comes out to make the stop. Dazna goes far side. Ashline there to break it up, and he gets it to Garso. Garso pulls it back, goes into the center, where it's headed back by Mahoney. Now Ashline, and Joubert pushes it to the outside. Joubert still trying to control, pushes it back to Rock, and Rock goes down the wing, where it's headed back by Dupree. Northeastern now working hard to get that second goal. They need to maintain their composure. They need to maintain their composure. And the shot goes high and wide, out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. the Bobcats. Controlling in the center, taken away by Garso. Now LaFountain again, chips, goes near side for Inktel. Inktel with the shot, goes wide. And Dasna, and that should be a handball. Not called. And Matt White takes control, pushes it through, and it's blocked by Racine. And LaFountain in the center, could have been called for a hold, but wasn't. Dragoon on the far side. Broken up by McDonald. Back to Dragoon. Dragoon still controlling. Taken away nicely by J.J. Jubert, who clears. And now Ashline chips into the center. Knocked down by Sheehan. The Cats still trying to clear. Legree, and it's pushed away at the last second by Mahoney. And Mahoney called for the push. And Northeastern will put the ball in play with a direct kick. Dupree to the 18, headed by Inktil and then by LaFountain. Stopped by Dajna, who dropped it and then picked it up. And boots out to midfield. Headed by Woodward to the far side. Ashline gets there and clears with a streaking Mike Wilson trying to catch up to the ball. Rock on the far side, broken up by Dragoon. Rock recovers and pushes it into the center. Intended for J.R. Jubert, knocked down by Legree, who goes up the wing for Inktil. And Sweeney, nice defensive play to cut off Inktil. And it's finally out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. The Bobcats with plenty of time remaining. There's 13:20 remaining in this game, and the Cats with plenty of time remaining to tie this game up. And as I was trying to say before, Northeastern needs to try and stay under control and not spread themselves out too wide to get that third goal, because the pressure right now is on the Bobcats. They're going to need to open it up as time takes off, and they'll be more susceptible to a counterattack by the Northeastern offense. But we'll see what happens, because the Cats right now are streaking. They've got a wide open Matt White. He'll get a shot from out there or a cross, whichever he decides. He gets by one man, still controls, finally puts it out, and Inktil is there to break up the play, and it's cleared by Legree to midfield. Rock still controls, steps over the ball and then pushes it back to Jubert, who switches fields over for White, and it's cleared up the center for Inktil. And it's a long pass over for Dragoon. And this is what I was talking about, the counterattack. If Dragoon can keep the ball in play, and he couldn't, but if he could keep the ball in play, the Bobcats are forced now, as time's running down to 12 minutes, they're forced now to keep some players further up, try and open up their offense to get the tying goal. And Northeastern, if they can clear it, and clear it long enough, and their forwards run up underneath it, they can get a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2. And LaFountain heads it into the center, where it's picked up by Jubert. Pushed down the field. Gauthier controls and clears deep into the Bobcat zone. Fay gets there, but he can't control it. He goes down and it's cleared. Woodward off the back of his head, and Bono is there to clear to midfield. LaFountain chips to the outside. Dupree can't get to it. Two Cats run over the ball, and LaFountain gets there first. Pushes up on the far wing, and it's foot race. Rock and Dragoon, and Rock should win this one. Rock still trying to control it to the outside. He clears it, but not deep enough. Dragoon gets there. Chipped by the Cougars, and it goes wide. And it'll be a goal kick for NAC. Dasna puts the ball in play. And Wilson gets there. It's knocked out of bounds by Ashline. And the Cats will throw it in. Thrown in to Rock, who puts it right back to Jubert. And it's finally cleared out of bounds, and the Cats will do it again. We're down to 10 minutes. 10 minutes remaining in this contest. 2-1 Northeastern. And the Cats trying to put the pressure on. A long throw, headed down by the Cats' Rock. Ashline takes it to the outside, pushes it down the wing, and Sweeney there to clear out of bounds. Ashline will throw in for Northeastern. He gets it to Fay. Fay back to Ashline. Ashline still controlling. Chips to the 18. Deflected. Anktil with the shot. Deflected again. And Anktil called for the hold, I guess. And we're under 10 minutes. 9:13 remaining in this second half. Sweeney. Headed by Legree, but taken by Miller. Legree gets it back, and it goes to LaFountain, who goes up the near wing for Dragoon. White, who makes a nice move to get by his man and tries to go down the wing, and he wishes he had that one over again. Thrown in by Legree up the wing, out of bounds off number 10, J.R. Jubert. And Legree will throw it in again for Northeastern. Headed into the center, cleared by Sweeney, but not out, and finally cleared by the Cats. The Fountain turns, clears it over for Dragoon, but it's stopped by J.R. Jubert and cleared the midfield. Dupree right back into the Bobcat zone, where it's knocked out by Sweeney to Jubert, and he continues it down the wing. Gauthier, or rather Castine, Pete Castine. Dragoon goes inside, and it's cleared. Castine. Castine will get another opportunity, and he lets it roll out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Castine into the center, where it's stopped by Mahoney. LaFountain past Anktil, and Dajnal will pick it up. Dajnal switches fields. Fay should get there first. He does. Controls to the outside, but it's picked up. And he's called for the push. 7:09 remaining. Mahoney. And Castine missed kicks. And it's shot wide. Jason Miller with an opportunity there after a misplay by the Northeastern defense. Just shot wide. A golden opportunity. Headed back in by the Cats. Picked up by Poyer, who clears out of bounds, and Rock will throw it in for the Bobcats. Down the wing, intended for Poyer. Never came in, so he'll do it again. Rock for Poyer. Headed by Fay. Picked up by, I can't see who that is. Now Sweeney to Rock. Rock back to Sweeney in the center, and it's cleared in by Jubert. Headed back out. Who wants it? Picked up by number 12. That's Aaron Babby on the far side. It's out of bounds, and it'll be a Bobcat throw-in. No, Northeastern throw-in. Ashline down the wing. Rock. And a nice ball right down the wing. Cleared into the center. Nobody there except Bobcats, and Miller missed kicks. And a push called against LaFountain. And the Cats will put it in play. Down to 5:23 remaining in regulation time. Jubert into the center. Broken up by Fay. Cats still putting pressure on. Long shot wide. That last shot by Chad Poyer. And we're down to 5 minutes. 5 minutes remaining in regulation time. 2-1 Northeastern. And Dupree, a low kick. Nobody there to pick it up except Katz. J.R. Jubert tried to get it in, but it's broken up by LaFountain. The Cats still putting on pressure. They want that tying goal, and they want it right now. And trip called. And it's a long shot out of bounds. And Pete Castine puts it in play for Northeastern. Near wing for Dragoon. Dragoon can't save it. It's out of bounds, and the Cats will throw it in. Down for Nephew. Stopped by Dupree. Up for Dragoon. Dragoon has some room to operate. And pushes up for Sweeney. Angtill with a nice play to block it deeper into the Bobcat zone. Angtill still trying to control, but it's a nice play by Eric Sweeney to keep the ball away from him. Out of bounds, Northeastern will throw it in. Legree goes down the wing for Dragoon, gets it right back off a head ball. And Castine up for Legree, miss kicks. And it's placed deep into Northeastern zone by Sweeney. Dupree has it deflect off Nephew. And Castine keeps it going. Fay. Broken up nicely by Mahoney. Passed over. Mahoney still controlling. And Nephew is there, and he's stopped by LaFountain, who clears to the near side out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for NAC. Down to 2:51. 2:51 remaining in regulation. And the Cats are putting on the pressure. Headed out. Chipped into the center and cleared by Angtill, but there's no Northeastern players there to keep it out. To keep it going. Dragoon goes far side for LeMay. LeMay can't catch up to it. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Rock down for Poyer. Stopped and cleared deep into the Bobcat zone where it'll be picked up by Sweeney. Sweeney into the center for Mahoney. Mahoney tries to go far side. It's out of bounds, and with 2 minutes remaining in regulation time, Northeastern will throw it in. Down the wing, intended for O'Brien. Rock still controls, deflects out of bounds, and the Cats will throw it in. Rock down the wing, headed by Ashline. And Angtill pushes up for Dragoon. Dragoon gets it by White, and Dajnaw comes out to make the stop. 1:30. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in regulation time. Fay, left foot chip, and Dajnaw makes the stop again. Throws it right back out for Rock, and that far side is wide open. Rock with a little pass down for Poyer. Poyer goes in the inside, and Dupree clears deep into the Bobcat zone. They'll give him a throw-in way down. And they're racing to check the goalie. And he throws it into Dajnaw. We're down to 1 minute. 1 minute remaining in regulation time. And Dajnaw tries to go far side. It goes out of bounds, and a throw in for Northeastern. O'Brien trying to get there first. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. 45 seconds. The Bobcats have 45 ticks of the clock to try and get this tying goal in. And you can bet they're going to pull out all the stops. Legree deflected, cleared by White into the center. And it's deflected on the far side where Rock clears the midfield. Dupree right back in again. 18 seconds left. And it should go out of bounds, and does. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. 10 seconds left. 10, 8 seconds, 7. Thrown in off the chest of LaFountain. And that's it. The buzzer sounds, and the game is over. Northeastern is victorious with 2 second-half goals. A great game, just as we suspected. A low-scoring game, both teams with some great defense, but the Bobcats with much more of the better play in the first half, Jason Nephew scoring at the 1936 mark unassisted on a play where it was a direct kick from the outside, a very hard kick that Young came out to make the save. It was so hard that it deflected off his chest and bounced to Jason Nephew, who put it in the back of the net, again at the 1936 mark, giving the Bobcats a 1-0 lead. And that's where it stayed. Northeastern tried to come back, but the Bobcats continued to put the pressure on, and they could have scored another one, maybe 2 more goals in that first half if they had been a little more lucky. They had a shot go off the crossbar, and another one go off the post, the right post, that came right back out. And there was also a play where Young had to dive and make a save on a defensive error by Northeastern. Other than that, the Cats could have been up 3-0 instead of 1-0. In any case, that's the way it ended at the halftime. It was 1-0 Bobcats. Northeastern came out in the second half and tried, but the Cats continued to put the pressure on until a very innocent play at the 17:29 mark. Brian LaFountain turned at the 18 and fired a right-footed low shot into the corner of the net to tie the game up 1-1. And then on a corner kick at the 22:28 mark, just 5 minutes later, Nick Legree had a corner kick from the right side, and it was headed in by Pat Racine for the winning goal. And that's the way it ended, 2-1 Northeastern. So the Lady Cougar JV team were the champions of the Northeastern JV tournament, and the JV Boys followed suit with a 2-1 victory over the Bobcats to take first place in this JV tournament. Well, that's the way it was the 29th day of August 1996 at Northeastern Clinton Central School JV Boys tournament. Northeastern Clinton are the champions with a victory over the Bobcats 2-1.